Hello everyone and welcome back. So, Shadows over remastered, Innistrad remastered, Rise of the Eldrazi Moon remastered, Innistrad remastered. That's it. I got it. It only took 6 tries. It's loaded. It's an entirely reprint set. I've done quite a few videos about reprints of non-Innistrad cards that found their way and were placed in Innistrad remastered. But the peculiar thing is there's quite a few cards that were not reprinted in Innistrad Remastered that were printed originally in the Innistrad sets. Innistrad, Dark Ascension, Avacyn Restored, and then you had Shadows over Innistrad, Eldritch Moon, then you had Midnight Hunt, then you had Crimson Vow. So between all those sets, there's a lot to work with and jam into one remaster set. I understand it. But today I'm going to be going over 3 noteworthy cards I think should have been reprinted, and my thoughts as to why they weren't printed. Let's just get right into it. So first on the list, we've got, this is a great card in my opinion, printed in Shadows over Innistrad, Open the Armory. It's a tutor. Search your library for an aura equipment, reveal, hand, shuffle. This card is great. It has a ton of utility. It goes in SRAM, equipment decks, anything else that cares about equipment or auras. I mean, what is there not to say about this card? It slots into really any kind of build with white creatures, equipment, auras, especially now with the I know auras are taking off in standard right now. I mean, this isn't standard legal, but all the aura support we've gotten lately that cares about enchantment creatures, total number of enchantments in the battlefield. This is something that's great to have. It was reprinted in like some Commander Master sets, Commander decks, I think some other supplementary stuff. It did see reprints. It's not like it has never been printed, but I feel like this would have been great in a limited, draft or limited constructed environment. Search library for an aura equipment, get it, have it. Reward the players. This would have been a great card to fill the uncommon slot with. Next on the list, we've got, this is one of my favorites, Invisible Stalker. He is a 2-mana, 1/1, hexproof, unblockable menace. You almost never see unconditional hexproof anymore. Creatures have ward, or they have like a hexproof counter. Is that a thing? But like, I feel like they stopped putting just hexproof on creatures. Now, hexproof on a cheap mana, low-cost body like this is amazing. This card is great. There's not a lot of answers to it. I can't think of any mass board wipe removal that can get rid of this in a limited or a draft or a sealed environment. So maybe that's why. Although actually, Blake What's His Nuts did say that this was not reprinted because this card, along with the the Meat Massacre hatchet equipment. If equipped creature is a human, it gets +3/0 in lifelink. This gives, it was giving people a guaranteed unstoppable 4-mana attacker life gain, on a stick. It would be pretty ridiculous to deal with and almost unfair, but let's look at the draw. If people draw into it just because it's powerful and nobody has an answer for it. So it wasn't reprinted because it's not fair. That's what I took away from it. Just more poor Wizards decision making. But great card, goes great in rogue decks. So there's that. Okay, next on the list, this one is interesting. So Graveyard Trespasser. This saw a ton of play in standard, and given the standard rotation the way it was extended, I feel like I was fighting against this card in standard arena for the past 10 years. Graveyard Trespasser, we're all very familiar by now. Ward, discard a card, enters, exile a card from a graveyard. If it's a creature, gain life, lose a life. Then, of course, it flips into a werewolf. So the peculiar thing is why this wasn't reprinted. I have my thoughts. That is the reason. I think, for one, it was just out of standard. So there's that. 2 is, if you notice, they only reprinted all the werewolves. Not all. The only werewolves we saw reprinted in Innistrad Remastered are the werewolves that were in the Innistrad sets before Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow. And what do they have in common? What's different about those? Everything from Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow have the day-bound, night-bound mechanic. The old werewolves do not. I was of the mindset they were going to carry over, that they're going to take the day-night mechanic and errata all the old werewolves from pre-Midnight Hunt to have the new day and night bound. But it turns out they didn't, because Wizards sucks at what they do. But I think we all know that by now. I feel like this would have been a great card to include, because most of the werewolves we've seen in Innistrad, they're all black. They're not all black, excuse me. They're all red and green. This is the only really black one I could think of. And it's pretty powerful. It does a lot. It's a great card to get in a limited constructed environment. I keep going back to that, but and it would have been cool to see a reprint, I think. It only saw Crimson Midnight Hunt and what, double feature? Maybe a commander deck. I don't have it in front of me. But it would have been great to see a reprint. And last on the list here, we've got ourselves a mythic. Behold the Beyond, a 7 mana. Discard your hand, search your library for 3 cards, and put those into your hand, then shuffle. So 7 mana. Not ideal or great. Again, constructed or limited formats, environments. But very powerful. If you need a card, you got the board state and the mana support to go get it. From you drafted this, you got it in your part of your sealed pool, your sealed packs. You can get what you need. You tutor up those 3 cards. Now, it just says discard your hand. If you don't have a hand, basically 7 mana, you're just tutoring for 3 cards right into your hand. Don't even have to reveal them. Now, this is not reprinted. Again, maybe it's because of the high casting cost. Maybe it's considered overpowered. But again, it's 7 mana, so this would definitely reward the player. I mean, this is one hell of a mythic to get. So, and especially with some of the stuff we saw in Midnight Hunt, Crimson Vow, so some of the graveyard reanimation stuff comes to mind. Now, this card does see a ton of play. I saw it is in a lot of MTG Top 8, that website. A ton of decks that are the Lotus Field combo use this. Lotus Field can definitely cheat this out. Definitely a powerful bomb of a card. But not something we saw in Innistrad Remastered. Anyway, what do you think about these cards that were missing from Innistrad Remastered? Which one is your favorite? Do you think they should have been reprinted? Am I just completely wrong? Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what other cards you feel like were missed and left out from any Remastered. Are you going to be buying any Innistrad Remastered? I might pick up 1 pack, but just 1. I don't really care. I opened a lot of sealed Innistrad sets, and I don't really need any of these reprints that badly. But that's it. That's that. Go ahead and behold the Beyond. But before you do that, make sure you hit the like button on your way out. It certainly helps the videos, helps the channel. And I can't do this without your support. Anyway, everyone, hit the comment section. Let me know your thoughts to everything I proposed. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.